Hello everyone, welcome to IBM BAW training series. In this session, I'll be covering REST API tester component. REST API tester is a portal which will contain workflow related REST APIs, which is mainly used for building application or to perform a support activities in the production. So we will be using these REST APIs um, to resolve the issues in the production. Okay. So we'll see how this REST API portal will works. So which and all REST APIs are available under this portal. Those things we'll discuss in detail. So this is a REST API portal. So where we have a different various of APIs calls. So we have REST interface for a BPEL related process resources, and we have this IBM BPM resource BFM and IBM resources HTM. So the and also along with that we have this task resources API, and also we have this IBM work business automation workflow REST APIs. Okay, so majorly like we won't be using this the first four option. So the most useful APIs which we regularly will be using is IBM business automation workflows REST APIs. Okay, so when we open this one, so we have a various APIs, process APIs, services APIs, task APIs we have, and task template APIs we have, activity APIs, search APIs, business object APIs, organization and other social event handling and relationship APIs we have. Okay, so we will discuss about in detail about each component in the upcoming session. Just as part of this video, I'll just give you the overviews. So how I'll explain you. So I'll just try to execute one of the APIs and I'll explain you so how this API will gonna work. Okay, so I'll take one of the example, process APIs. Under the process API, so example, I want to get which and all processor which is exposed to the process portal. So for that we have this expose process API. So where just this is a get method. So this is a API. When I select it, so we have this get method. So if you want to set the any parameter, you can pass it and execute call we have. So when you execute this call, so it asking me to enter credentials. Just enter it. Okay. So then you can see, so this is our endpoint URL. So this is a method. So what is the status of this API, which is 200, and the header parameters, and followed by the result, which is nothing but response. Okay. So when I call this API, so I got this detail. Okay. But in reality, so in any application, if I want to call this API, then so I'll be having all these detail. Then what happens, I'll be using these details, endpoint URL, method and headers. By using these details, I can use this API in the BAW application, which is process apps. Under the process apps, we can build a use case by using this API. Or so if any external system is interacting to the BAW application, so in this case we can share this detail API detail with the external system. So they will be consuming this BPM REST APIs and they will be calling a BPM system. Okay. So example, we have a process start. Okay. So the process start is nothing but we have one example. We have a third party portal. From the third party portal, I want to start the BPM process. In that case, so I'll be giving the which process I'll be starting. I need to share with the third party system. So that process I'll be entering it and I'll be executing a call. Then I'll be getting a uh, that process detail here. So that is nothing but endpoint detail, which method I need to call, which and all parameter I need to set. So those detail I'll be getting it. So those detail, API detail I'll share with third party system. Third party system which will consume those API detail, and they will be calling the BPMs to start a process. Okay. So uh, that's how the APIs will work. So we have a various API to get a instance status. We have a current status API which will get the instances. And if you want to retry a process, or if you want to get a task detail, you want to fire a timer, and you want to move a token from one activity to another activity in the runtime environment, so you can use this REST API. Or if you have any services exposed as a REST API which you need to share with a third party system, you can get those API detail here, the or services detail here. And the task example, you have a running task. For that task you want to in the runtime environment, you want to set the data, and you need to get the data from the particular task. Then you can use this task APIs to get and set the data. Or if you want to assign any particular task to user in the production, for a particular running instances, then you have a REST API, assign a task which will take a task ID as the input, and the user as a input, the which user you need to assign, and the task will be assigned to that particular user. Or you want to complete the task, then we have a REST API for each purpose, or features which are available in a BPM. uh, those will be created as the API, and IBM has provided us. Okay, uh, so I'll just explain you about individual individual APIs in the upcoming session. So as part of this video, so just I covered a overview of this REST API. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.